A very warm welcome to TV47 News Updates on this 9th day of December 2022. We have so much lined up for you on our bulletin this afternoon. Remember, you can always interact with us on our social media platforms indicated at the bottom of your screen. Now, with that said, my name is Dennis Otieno. I trust you're doing well. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, the proceedings of the probe into the conduct of the 4 suspended IEBC commissioners will officially begin on the 20th of December 2022. Speaking in Nairobi Friday, the chairperson of the IEBC Tribunal, Justice Aggrey Muchelule, also noted that the 4 commissioners will be investigated individually. This is despite 3 of them, namely Juliana Cherera, Francis Wanderi and Justus Nangaya, having tendered their resignation. Muchelule has also refuted claims made by Commissioner Irene Masit, who is represented by lawyer Donald Kipkorir, that she is being coerced to resign. The 4 commissioners, who are facing the heat over allegations of gross misconduct and violation of the Constitution, have until the 19th of December to file their responses. The Muchelule-led tribunal investigating the 4 has 3 other members, including Caroline Kamende Daudi, Matthew Njaramba Nyabena, and retired Colonel Said Hamis.
We have asked that the lead counsel should, by end of Monday, 12th December, should file and serve electronically the rest of the evidence that he has. And that subject to that, the commissioner will be allowed up to midnight of 19th to serve and file the responses.
Meanwhile, David Wafula Wakoli of Ford Kenya Party has been declared the winner of the Bungoma Senate seat. Wakoli garnered 66,032 votes. Mwambu Mabonga of UDA got 45,901, while Wafula Wamunyinyi of DAP-K got 20,519. Now, speaking after declaring the winners, the Bungoma County Returning Officer Grace Rono lauded all the contestants for keeping peace throughout the campaigns and the by-election. Wakoli thanked residents for allowing him to replace National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula as the senator.
1,032 Atnas Misiku Wafula Wamunyinyi.
I want to thank my able competitors who put their first foot forward to contest for the seat of Senate. Unfortunately, or by design, we only have a leader at a time. And yours truly, I want to welcome you all that we work together in this journey of making Bungoma a better place, a county that embraces dialogue, consensus, and teamwork, and that which we will work together with all other leaders, wherever profession you come from, creed or tribe. Feel welcome to work with us in this journey of making Bungoma a better place. I want also to thank the voter, those who came out in large numbers in Bungoma to vote for us, and specifically yours truly, David Wakoli Wafula, to be the 2nd senator in the Republic of Kenya representing Bungoma. I don't take it for granted, and I thank you all for coming out in large numbers, vote, and you went home in peace and gave students who are doing the exams ample environment equally to pursue their academic journey. And I want to congratulate the people of Bungoma for sustaining peace and tranquility during this time of the by-election.
Now, my colleague Mike Kagwongo, who has been covering that race, is on the standby with the candidate who came second in that race, UDA's Mwambu Mabonga. Let's cross over live and hear what he has to say.
Yes, Dennis Otieno, indeed, I can get you loud and clear. Thank you so much. We are indeed coming to you live from Bungoma County here in Bungoma Town. And where we are here is Kandui constituency, whereby about 118,000 registered voters were expected to cast their votes here in Kandui constituency. And as earlier on mentioned, is that about 645,000 registered voters in Bungoma County were expected to cast their votes, but what was mentioned, or who came out to vote yesterday were fewer than that, maybe about 20 or 30%, as according to IEBC. 45,900 votes are what Mwambu Mabonga, representing UDA party, got. He is here with me because it has already been casted, and Wafula Wakoli did emerge the winner with 66,000 votes. He is here with me. We can get to hear his views about what happened. Mwambu Mabonga, representing UDA. How is the feeling before we go ahead? I know it's not that good.
It's okay. First of all, we want to thank God. We've had a very peaceful campaign. Yesterday, the people of Bungoma came out, although the turnout was very low. People had their own reservations. But for those who accepted to stand with us and make their voice be known, we want to sincerely thank you. Secondly, we did our best we can, and that is it. Politics is about numbers. The winner has been declared, and we congratulate him. It's important for him to serve the Bungoma people. I want to thank God and thank also my party leader and the deputy for their goodwill. My appeal to the party leadership is, whenever we have a by-election in this country anywhere, we should not fail to put a candidate. That is the most important, because the party must be felt across the country. We've had our own challenges, especially the voting day. Our opponents, their malpractices, some of them which are usually known by them, they had to unleash a bit of violence. But all the same, we have accepted. We can't miss a few skirmishes in an election. But we have accepted, most importantly, that we are all alive. We were fighting against the giant political giants of this region, you know very well. But with these people who are even not known to you, we've put a very serious fight against them. And we had to give the Bungoma people a chance to elect the senator they want.
Do you think it was against the law for National Assembly Speaker to campaign for his candidate?
It's very clear, and you know it. You don't need to be told. What he was doing is very illegal, and I've said in my statement, malpractices that are very illegal. And that one, I leave it now to the National Assembly. There we have members who are elected. They will be asking him maybe at the right time. It's against, because the leader must be non-partisan. The leader of the House must not come here to involve himself in small groups, campaigning, putting on uniforms of the party. But that is not my decision. It's the decision of the House, who will be asking those kind of questions. Mine was to ensure that we give the Bungoma people an opportunity to elect the leader they want. There we are. We live to fight again.
It's a lesson learned. What are you going to do next?
Well, we are still taking stock of what happened, especially in our perceived strongholds. Our agents, some of them were chased away, we agree. But we are going to plan ourselves in a way that we shall be taking them on in 2027. And believe me, you mark this day very well. That seat will come back to UDA.
What caused very low turnout of voters this time?
People have a lot of reservations, and our opponents are known for some things that are not good, and people are afraid that they will be attacked. In fact, most of the voters, we were escorting them all the way up to the polling center before we took them home. So those kind of fear was there. And in a by-election, you expect that. We have done our best. We believe our people. They have spoken, and we have accepted. That's it.
You are in UDA, lastly. You are in UDA, an affiliate party of Kenya Kwanza, together with Ford Kenya. Are you people going to have differences with Moses Masiku Wetangula now?
Which differences? You remember I ran on UDA, the same party in Bumula. Ford Kenya, they had their own candidate. So which differences? Here we were just exercising our democratic right, one as an individual, and secondly as a party, where the party has a right to fill a candidate all over. Don't be cheated that this is a perceived Ford Kenya territory. You can see the margin is very small with all and violences that were experienced, but we were still even ahead of them in many areas. So we have no differences with the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula. Let him try to protect his party within this region, but we will definitely always give the people of this region a chance to elect the leaders they want.
Thank you so much, and all the best. Thank you so much, Dennis Otieno. Indeed, that is Mwambu Mabonga, who previously represented Bumula constituency, but now representing people of Bumula as a candidate of Bungoma senatorial race, but he came as second after Wakoli. He got 45,907 votes in the just concluded by-election here in Bungoma County. Back to you, studio. I'm Mike Kagwongo from Bungoma County.
Well, thank you very much, Mike Kagwongo, for that comprehensive update. Of course, Kagwongo has been following up on the Bungoma County senatorial seat and is already brought to us the results that were registered in that specific senatorial seat. Like he stated, David Wakoli of the Ford Kenya party being declared the senator of Bungoma County after gathering 66,032 votes. And then the UDA party member, that is Mabonga, who came in second after garnering 45,901 votes. Of course, Mabonga is the one that our reporter Mike Kagwongo is having a word with, and he's accepted the results, and it's about time. The senatorial seat in Bungoma County gets declared to have David Wakoli of the Ford Kenya party as the senator of Bungoma County. Of course, many thanks to you, Mike Kagwongo, for that comprehensive update. But moving on, the Orange Democratic Movement failed to capture the South Game ward seat in Siaya County after its candidate was trounced by an independent candidate. The election that was marred by violence saw independent candidate Brian Obiero Chieng garner 3,469,000 votes, beating his closest opponent, Polycarp Wanga of ODM, by a margin of 116 votes. The returning officer, Ezekiel Juma, who declared Onyango the winner, said that Wanga polled 3,353,000 votes, while a total of 7,251 votes cast during the exercise that saw 52 votes rejected. Speaking after being declared the winner at Alor Girls Primary School Hall, Ochieng hailed the South Game ward voters for standing firm against top ODM party officials. He termed his win as fair and vowed to ensure the area records tangible development. On Thursday, scores of people were seriously injured and more than 10 vehicles damaged when hired goons pelted the vehicles at Kambare.
Okay, may I just want to thank the team of South Game for having faith in me, and I'm really sure that from now henceforth, they know how now Raila can be a traitor in anyone's life. To me, I'm so grateful for the people of South Game, and we'll forge ahead and make sure we develop South Game as a ward that shows that we can work even if the governor didn't want us to work with him. Now I'm declaring to James Orengo to prepare to work with me and know that I've won fairly this thing, even if him and Nyongo were really funding my opponent, who wasn't worth being a leader in this country. Thank you.
To a sad turn of events in Kiambu County, where two brothers have died at Gatunyaga village in Thika, Kiambu County, following a cholera outbreak in the area. 42-year-old Francis Karanja and his 52-year-old elder brother Stephen Joroge are reported to have contracted the deadly disease after reportedly eating a fish that had been fished at the heavily contaminated Como River, which has lately been turned into a raw sewage dumping site by exhauster operators who contravene waste disposal guidelines from Thika Water and Sewerage Company.
Kulingana na vile alianza kuhara, lakini hiyo kuhara ile alihara sana ni kuamkia made ya kuamkia Jumanne, na kutoka hapo tulionelea ni vizuri tuende hospitali na tukampeleka pale Munyo Health Center. Pale walienda wakatuchukua na kapewa chupa 4 za maji na kuna dawa alipewa akameza, na kutoka hapo ndio tulifariwa hadi kwenda Thika Medical, na kufika kule ndio tukiwa shughuli ndio atibiwe akaaga.
Samaki zenye tunakula zinatoka kwa sewage. Mamboga zenye tunakula zinalimwa na sewage. Kwa hivyo sisi tunashindwa tutaelekea wapi juu. Sijui ni ile shida iko ama ni nini ama ni namna gani. Watu wengi wameteremka kulima na sewage. Na hii mambo ya uchafu iko mingi sana katika hii kijiji.
President ulichagua kamati. Hatutaki hiyo kamati ianze kazi Nairobi. Hawa watu wanakufa leo ama kesho. Utume health, utume magari, utume kila kitu, watu wafanye uchunguzi wa kutosha ili wasiendelee kukufa. Kama mimi vile niko na hasira, ningeomba hasira hiyo isipande watu wakatuenyaga, isikuje ikaleta madhara ya watu wakatuenyaga kufa kwa wingi.
May the souls of the bereaved rest in eternal peace. Now, as Kenya continues to join the world in marking 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the Maendeleo ya Wanawake organization has reiterated the need to seal existing loopholes in the fight against GBV. Maendeleo ya Wanawake organization chair lady Rahab Muiu has called for collective responsibility in ending the vice, mostly affecting women and girls. Muiu has further called on parents to be custodians of their families during the holiday season by protecting their children from sexual exploitation, which leads to an increase in HIV and AIDS, teenage pregnancies, fistula, and sexually transmitted diseases.
And that is where we are saying, Kenyan women, what name do we want to have out there in the world? Munataka msichana wa Kenya watu angalia namna gani? So let us take care of our husbands. Let us, those men, I don't know when they are beaten what they are doing also. Because I don't know how I would have beaten my husband myself. He was a tall human being. Sijui ningempiga namna gani. So I don't know how it happens myself because I don't have that experience. Kwa sababu watu uongea. Munakaa kwa mesa munaongea. Hii maneno ya kupigana is really outdated. So we really need to be civilized as Kenyan women. Our men need to be civilized like us so that we talk on the table. Sasa kama wanaume wamepigwa tumesikia tumeona ni bahati mbaya.
Elsewhere, a section of education stakeholders in Busia County have criticized the plan to abolish boarding schools for secondary education in the country. Speaking in Nambale area, Busia County, the leaders led by NARC Kenya Associate in Busia County, Callistus Aleri, have said that the government should involve stakeholders and citizens before making any changes in the education sector. They have said that boarding schools should not be removed because most of the private and government schools have already invested in the construction of boarding houses. Therefore, the future of these buildings will be a loss.
Wale ambao wanaleta hiyo mswada mmeulizwa kweli? Mmeulizwa? Kwa hivyo tunataka maoni ya watu Kenya nzima ije, kwa sababu hao watoto wataenda wapi? Watoto wangapi wako eneo ya Nambale na Busia ambao wanakaa shuleni? Si ni wengi? Kwa hivyo wahusishe watu, tuone kama sheria inafaa, kama haifai potelea mbali.
Wana uwezo wa kuweka watoto wao kwa shule ya boarding waendelee, lakini sio kuondoa. Kwa sababu wakiondoa hii mali yote itafanya nini? Hizo nyumba, hizo dormitories itafanya nini kwa mashule? Na kusema ukweli, wale wazazi wanapeleka watoto wao wakiwa wachanga wa primary kwa boarding schools, wana sababu na wanania. Nia yetu ni kuunda serikali, kuunda jamii ambayo ina uwezo, ambayo ina maono.
Mimi nilikuwa nimekaa pale nimetumia rais message. Nilikuwa nataka tuambie hii maneno ya boarding school inasema nini. Katuambia hii kitu itaenda kwa public participation. Ile kitu ikitoka kwa mdomo yake itakuwa kitu, lakini hawa maminister wako na mbio. Mwingine alituambia GMO, tena rais akasema maneno ya GMO hakuna, si ndio? So tuongeje, rais atatupatia mwelekeo.
Meanwhile, Cabinet Secretary for East Africa Community, Arid and Semi-Arid Lands and Regional Development, Rebecca Miano, has announced plans to revive regional development authorities to help address climate challenges and drought in the country. Speaking at her office during the reception of new principal secretaries, Miano said her ministry is keen to find permanent solutions to the recurrent drought in the country, adding that regional development authorities will help unlock the potential of arid and semi-arid areas in economic growth. The two new principal secretaries, Abdi Dubat of the State Department for the East African Community and Idris Dakota for ASALS and Regional Development, have committed to work in collaboration with all stakeholders to spur development in ASALS and place Kenya at a favorable place in the East Africa region.
To spur developments in the region. If you look at our regional development authorities, they are all formed and based on the water basins that we have in this country. And the regional development authorities serve across many counties. So we need to partner with the counties and the Council of Governors and come up with initiatives that will be undertaken by the RDAs.
So our focus will be creating ASALs that is full of resources. This is which was caused by underinvestment. So we are going to pump more resources in ASALs to ensure that we have prosperous ASALs each and every year in, year out.
Laikipia County Governor Joshua Irungu made an impromptu visit to Nyahururu General Hospital in a bid to find out the level of service in the facility. During his visit, Governor Joshua Irungu noted that his administration is committed to bringing change in the health sector by equipping all hospitals in the county, and that his government will work hand in hand with Health Docket to ensure that they deliver to the people who elected them. He further asked people to be using their NHIF cards because the hospital provides such services and that drugs are available to all who visit the facility.
We are here today with the top county management, hospital management, trying to do our normal inspection. And that's why we are here today, because specifically coming to do the inspection for 3 units. One is the renal unit, which we want to commit to our Laikipia people, that from 1st January it will be operational with a bed capacity of 10 beds. And I'm sure that it's going to give our people good services. And people will not be going to Nakuru, people will not be going to Nyeri, neither will they be going to Nyeri, to Nanyuki to seek for dialysis machine, dialysis services. And therefore, we want to tell our people, just come over here. As from January, we will have committed, we will have opened officially the renal unit in Nyahururu General Hospital.
Now shifting focus to some matters business, and the MaxiFly Air Services, in partnership with the African Express Airways, has today launched direct flight routes from Nairobi to Mombasa and Zanzibar, purposeful to cut costs and promote tourism among the expenses. The maiden flight at Mombasa's Moi International Airport has been received in Jolly by the County Senator Mohamed Faki Munyihaji, who stressed that the outset is timely for the festive season. The additional airline that the Mombasa airfield is set to service 2 flights in a week on Monday and Fridays.
The reason we are launching this route is because we have realized there's a need to fill this gap. There's a need to get people out of Mombasa going into Zanzibar. There's a need for people to get affordable air tickets from Nairobi all the way to Zanzibar. And mind you, Zanzibar is a tourist destination. So that means the demand of that route is very high. And people need something affordable.
We used to have a flight by 5:40, but now 5:40 has a closed shop. And currently there are no longer flights between Mombasa and Zanzibar. So this is a very welcome development. because it will promote business between Mombasa and Zanzibar, and also tourism, because Mombasa and Zanzibar are both tourist destinations. And it was unfortunate that we didn't have a direct flight between Mombasa and Zanzibar. Many of the tourists that are going to Zanzibar now will prefer coming to Kenya for the game drives. And therefore this flight will promote tourism not only for Mombasa but also for Zanzibar.
Now, youth in Trans Nzoia County are engaging in programs meant to nurture talents during this long school holiday. This is meant to keep them busy and curb insecurity cases that have always been on the rise. We're now joined live by reporter Boniface Barasa for a live update. Good afternoon, Boniface. Kindly bring us up to speed.
Good evening, Dennis Otieno, and we're coming to you live from Kitale National Museum in Trans Nzoia County, where youth groups in conjunction with the county government have come together to organize talent show for the youths, just to nurture talent. And they're having singing competition, dancing competition, as well as comedy. And we engaged them briefly just to get to understand where they, what has forced them to organize such a talent at such a time when students are in long holiday for 2 months. Introduce yourself and tell us why you're organizing this.
I'm Ken Blessings, and we prepared this event. Actually, we organized the event because we need to nurture these talents, the youths especially. And this time when they are around after school, there are a lot of activities they engage in. Some they might find themselves in not an unwanted situation, but now this one is to make them busy, to create something for them, to mentor them, and to avoid and to train them on how they can be mature citizens who are respected in the community.
During this festive season, majority of youths have always been culprits of drug abuse and substance, and also teenage pregnancy. How does this help them in terms of curbing all these vices?
I think it's important to acknowledge that talent plays a very vital role in developing young people. I think this event provides an opportunity to explore and identify those kind of talents. But also, when schools closed, we had an outcry of parents having to stay with their kids for a very long time. So every parent is worried on how these young people are going to be engaged. And this kind of events and talent shows give them an opportunity now to be engaged as young people and reduce the time they can be able to engage in maybe teenage pregnancies, crime, drug abuse, and other vices. So we just want to bring young people together, students who are from school, and make sure that the holiday season is productive and it's valuable to them.
Lastly, let's wind up with you. Which are these categories that the youths are undertaking in terms of the competition?
Yeah, we are dealing about comedy, music, and dance. And so far, we have seen them performing, and they are good.
What are the prizes for the winners?
Yeah, the prizes are, as per now, when we talk about trophies, some of them are talking about trophies that are given at school maybe. So as per now, they need some cash. So we are prepared. We feel like we appreciate number one, number two from each category, so that at least we appreciate them. Next time when we call them, they will come and they will spread this so that we avoid these cases of theft and whatever. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You've heard it clear from the organizers. These are youths who cut across Trans Nzoia County, have come together in conjunction with the Trans Nzoia County government that is in charge of gender youth sports, just to bring the youths together across the board to nurture their talents. These cuts across from singing, dancing, and comedy competition, just to ensure that when they're in this long holiday, that is 2 months, they are able to nurture their talents. For the interest of time, allow me to hand it over back to Dennis Otieno.
Well, Thank you very much, Boniface Barasa. Boniface Barasa keeping us up to speed with what is transpiring in Trans Nzoia County, more so Kitale Town, on how students who are on a long holiday are going about their businesses. Remember, in the world of sports, it's nothing but the World Cup. Too much is to expect later on tonight in the quarterfinals of the competition. Croatia will be playing against Brazil at the Education City Stadium at 6 p.m. and the Netherlands will be coming up against Argentina 10 p.m. at the Lusail Stadium. Now, on that note, that is all we had prepared for you on TV47 News Updates this afternoon. Remember, for this and other stories, you can always log on to our website, that is www.tv47digital. Remember to also catch up with more for our news at 7 p.m. as well as at 9 p.m. Now, with that said, my name is Dennis